All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Sports Podcast. And for the fourth part of the show, we are now going to talk about the NL West and how right now it is the best division in baseball. Now, it's still very early. Teams could regress, but I think for some of these teams, these teams are here to stay. Now, the one team out of the four that we're going to talk about, sorry, Rockies fans, I've been dissing the Rockies this week, but the Giants right now. The Giants are 9-3 on the season. They have been a surprise so far. Their pitching, Verlander actually got roughed up yesterday. He gave up 5 earned runs. I thought he was doing good, I think, before that. His previous start. But the bullpen actually was pretty good yesterday. They didn't give up a single run. They gave up 1 hit. But, yeah, no, they have been good. They have been good. And looking at their, let's look at the team totals. So, for pitching, Giants actually second in team ERA, 2.78. So, this incredible start for them, or this, I don't want to say incredible, but this solid start for them, it's been built on the pitching. Because I look at, you look at their lineup. Let's see how the lineup's been doing. They did score 8 runs yesterday on 12 hits. So, looking at the lineup, the batting averages are not, or some of them are not impressive. Willie Adames has not gotten off to a good start, and they gave him a big contract. In 49 at-bats, he's batting 184. His OPS is 465. He has no home runs and 6 RBIs. Jung-Hoo Lee, though, has a 908 OPS. 45 at-bats this season. He's batting 333. Matt Chapman is batting a little over 200. He has a couple of home runs on the year. Mikey Yastrzemski has gotten off to a good start. 344. Has an 1,000 OPS, 2 homers and 6 RBIs. Wilmer Flores has been solid this year. He's got a 900 OPS. Actually, wow, he's gotten off to a great start. 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. He's been good. He's been good. So those have been their key players. Like I said, their bullpen, you see the team ERA. Again, the second best behind the Mets. And, looking at their pitching, Robbie Ray's gotten off to a good start. He's 2-0 on the year. Jordan Hicks is 1-0 on the year with a 2.38 ERA. And then you got Logan Webb in 3 games. He's 1-0 with a 1.89 ERA. And Verlander, I guess, was doing okay until, yesterday he got roughed up. So the one thing I will say is the pitching for all 4 teams is solid. I know, with the Diamondbacks, Merrill Kelly got roughed up against the Yankees. We just talked about Verlander. Padres are dealing with some injuries to their rotation. But yeah, you look at the top 10 in team ERA. We mentioned the Giants at 2. The Dodgers are at 6, and the Padres are at 7. Dodgers have a 3.22 team ERA, and the Padres have a 3.32 ERA. And then the Diamondbacks, yeah, they're at 21. They're at a 4.42. Zach Gallen pitched a really good game against the Yankees not too long ago. Did get roughed up by the Orioles. Well, the Diamondbacks, I think it's been built on their lineup. Right now, batting average, they're 5th. Home runs, they're 6th. RBIs, they're 3rd. OPS, they're 2nd behind the Yankees. On-base percentage, they're 4th. Slugging percentage, they're 3rd. So, for them, it's been more built on their lineup. But right now, though, when you look at the standings exactly, they're 7-6. You look at the Padres, the Giants, and the Dodgers. Padres are 10-3. They're in first place currently. The Giants are 9-3. Dodgers are 10-4. Diamondbacks are 7-6. The pitching has to be a little bit better. But they do have good pitchers in that rotation. Corbin Burns hasn't been great so far, but you figure he's going to settle in. You got Zach Gallen. You got Merrill Kelly. This is a good rotation. Lineup's been the strength for them so far. For the Padres, I mean, it's been a little bit of both. It's been the lineup, it's been the pitching. Same thing with the Dodgers. Dodgers are a little banged up right now. Freddie Freeman hurt, and obviously Blake Snell going on the IL doesn't help. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals. But, and the Padres are dealing with some guys being out as well because they beat the A's yesterday 2-1. They didn't have Jay Cronenworth. They had no Tatis. They were missing some guys. No Jackson Merrill. But they were able to get the win. Randy Vasquez, former Yankee. 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. He's got a 1.72 ERA in the early going. Padres bullpen did well yesterday. Didn't give up a run. So, yeah, they're off to a 10-3 start. And, we heard, Michael King and Dylan Cease could be on the trade block. Right now, can't say that. Can't say that. They are going to be a good team again. So far a good start for them. Now, for the Giants, we'll see how long they could sustain this, but they do have a good rotation. Robbie Ray won the Cy Young back in 2021, I think. That was a while ago. But, he's still a good pitcher. Logan Webb is still one of the more underrated pitchers in the league. Jordan Hicks, they brought him in, I think, last year. And then you got Verlander, who, he's not who he once was, but, I think he's going to be inconsistent. So, maybe they could sustain it. For the Diamondbacks, 7-6, they get some of their guys in order. They're going to be right there too. And then, like I said, then there's the Rockies. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, the Giants, they haven't made the playoffs since 2021, and that was when they won over 100 games, and everyone's like, how did they do that? Actually, it's an odd year. It's not an even year. Because 2021, they had this great year, and, that kind of ended the whole Giants are always good in an even year, because that was an odd year. And, they could have they almost beat the Dodgers in 5 games in the division series. And who knows what would have happened. But, this is a strong division. And the Giants, they got I think an advantage this weekend against the Yankees with the pitching matchups. The Yankees have kind of struggled against good pitching this year, not against bad pitching. That's why the whole torpedo bat thing started. But yeah, they lost 2 out of 3 in Detroit against, Tariq Skubal. They lost to him. So, looking at this series, I think the Giants have the advantage against the Yankees this weekend. And then, for the Dodgers, they'll be going up against the Cubs. First time since the Tokyo series. So we'll see how that goes. The Cubs have looked pretty good since the Tokyo series. And then for the Padres, they will be playing against... Well, the Diamondbacks will be playing against the Brewers. Padres will be playing against the Rockies. Yeah, Nick Pivetta, he's in the rotation. He's gotten off to a good start. 2.7 ERA, he's 1-1. So, these teams have, for the most part, they have good lineups and they got good starting pitching. So, and some of them have good bullpens. I don't really know. Well, we talked about the Giants bullpen. They pitched well yesterday, but the Dodgers bullpen is good, of course. Got a lot of depth there. So, I think the Diamondbacks bullpen's a little shaky, but some very good teams in that division, and it's going to make for some good baseball. Dodgers Padres always gets a lot of eyes from baseball fans. Padres could have knocked off the Dodgers last year, and that postseason could have turned out very different. When these teams match up against each other, it is going to be something to pay attention to. It really is. That's the best division right now. It could change. Don't get me wrong. It could change. But for right now, I wanted to give them the credit that they deserve. You know, I mean, ultimately, I think the Dodgers are going to win the division, but it's not going to be a cakewalk. And good pitching is a good equalizer to good hitting. And I think these teams, I think the Diamondbacks, especially for me, I think out of the other teams, I think they have the best rotation. I think that's the pitching that could keep the Dodgers at bay, and they got a good lineup too. The Padres, they got a good lineup. They're not whole yet with their rotation. So once they get some guys back, they'll be at full strength. So yeah, and then the Giants. Let's see if they can keep it up. Let's see if they can keep it up. But they need some. They need. I mean, Willie Adames. We talked about it. His numbers are not good this year. He's got to step it up. The Giants gave him a big contract, and that has not looked good so far. But let me know what you guys think though about the NL West. Any comments you may have on that division, let me know in the comments. So we are going to take our final break of the show now. And then when we come back, we will continue our post-free agency rankings. Today, we will be ranking the teams in the NFC North. So how are we going to rank them? We will rank them when we come back. Who's going to be the number one team? Who's going to be fourth? Who's going to be in between that? So that is what we will get into when we come back from our final break of the show. So for one final time today, make sure to stick around. And we'll be right back here on the GSMC Sports Podcast.